I'd like to call the February meeting of the Lancaster Township Commission to order, and would ask everyone to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And our first order of business is the approval of minutes from our January meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there anybody here from the public that has any comments to make on any items that are not listed on the agenda? Hearing none, we will move to the first order, stormwater management plans, LTPC 332, 80 Jackson Drive, stormwater management site plan. Reminding everyone this is a briefing item, and ask you to please introduce yourself to make your presentation.
Yep. Good evening, Dave Bittner, Bittner Engineering, and Dave Costello from Costello Builders is also here. So Dave owns a piece of property at 80 Jackson Drive. There's an existing dwelling that's already on the site. He's proposing to demolish that dwelling and construct a new dwelling in its place. So a little bit larger dwelling, split of the driveway. The existing driveway is down here on the southern side, so that's getting shifted to the northern side. There was a comment in your letter regarding some approvals for that. Stormwater will be managed via a underground infiltration facility in the rear of the property. This is partially wooded, which I think some of those has been taken down at this point. Little Conestoga Creek borders the property on the west. Where I was just staying out of the floodplain, using all the improvements out of the floodplain. So, I mean, as far as the plan itself, pretty straightforward with what he's doing. We have submitted the plan, got comments back from Ben, which we'll at some point sit down with Ben and kind of walk through those comments. But I think, again, this is just a briefing item to get feedback from the Planning Commission, answer any questions that you guys might have.
Okay. Ben, do you want to make any comments before the Planning Commission, or would you prefer?
I guess the only one would be this was the site when at last month's meeting there were questions raised about what was going on that lot at Jackson Drive and why were all the trees taken down and why did the advertising for the lot indicate that it was waterfront development, you know, those kinds of questions that we'd heard that from the neighbors as well, you know, all throughout the area. So this is that site, and at the time we did not have a submitted plan or application of any kind, and then soon thereafter this application came in.
Okay, well, let's open it to Planning Commission members and let them ask some questions or express any comments that they would like to have. This time, again, knowing this is a briefing item at this point. I'll start, Tom. Do you have any questions or comments to make?
I don't. I just look forward to the actual final reports of things and how we move forward with these items that are asked for.
John?
Yeah, I think the new driveway placement, just from looking at the plan, makes more sense there in the proposed location than the existing, just that the existing one being catty-cornered with that intersection there. Less conflict at the intersection.
Yeah, it's also getting moved to the high side of the site, which is typically where the driveways will be located. So
Yeah.
down here, I think it came in on the basement level. They were bringing it up to the main floor level.
The retaining wall that you're proposing, do you have any idea on the height?
It's going to vary, but we're looking, I think, between 1 and 2 feet.
so nothing
Yeah,
huge.
it's not going to be huge. That's this one here. These are going to be a little taller in the back. I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
I was referring to one adjacent to the property line, just,
Yeah.
I didn't, if it was
Adjacent to
larger.
100 Jackson?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it was larger, there'd be some concern with tiebacks going over that property.
Right, yeah. No, it's only 1 or 2 feet tall, and then we have a little bit of a drainage swale just to bring that off-site water down around it, so it doesn't go over top of the wall.
The property is underlain by carbonate geology,
Yes.
and then were you able to do any test pits for the stormwater management facility? And
Yeah.
was there any issues with those test pits?
There are 2 test pits back there that we did infiltration testing. We have a carbon geology report. We have to add a little bit to it based on some of the comments from Ben. But yeah, that's all been evaluated.
There's no, Ben, are you aware of any sinkholes in this area?
Oh, no.
Okay. I've got no
Okay.
more.
Deborah?
No, I mean, I also was looking at the driveway placement, and I agree that it would be less confusion there. But it's now that it's on the high side, is there concern for the water? Is it, you said that there's drainage going out underneath the driveway?
The drainage will go over top the driveway, similar to what it did when it was on the low side. It'll, just continue from north to south on the plan. There's a little bit of off-site drainage that comes down. It'll go over top of that driveway.
Connie?
I'm curious about the trees. Were the trees removed because of the construction and demolition? Is that-
Up to-
Yeah, it's in anticipation of that, yes.
Okay, will there be trees added later?
Yeah, I'm sure there will be some additional landscaping.
Okay.
And some of the nicer, a lot of the stuff was kind of infill like scrub trees, but a lot of the nicer, some of the nicer trees were kept, the ones that, that were healthy, so there was a lot of dead stuff mixed in there, stuff that was falling down, and then a lot of kind of scrub trees just, growing up that naturally grow up with something
What's the approximate distance from the center line of the new proposed driveway up to the center line of River and Wheatland?
At the intersection right up there.
Yeah.
About 175 feet based on what I have on the location map.
And is there, I guess the overall thought processes that the neighbors are concerned about is that, I guess it's a build to suit, so you don't know what style of home it's gonna be or anything at this point, or?
We're still kind of in the process now. We're in the process of developing a plan.
Mhm.
It's not 100% solidified, but no, we'll soon know what we're going to do.
And is there, if I'd ask you, say, what's the top 2 or 3 challenges you see in developing the site?
I mean, I don't know that there's any major challenges. The lot naturally lends itself to being a daylight basement, so we're going to take advantage of that. I look at it as a very advantageous lot. It's approximately 1.6 acres. It's in a great neighborhood. I do feel now the garage is entirely on the wrong side, and you go down this embankment or slope, and there's a little one-car garage kind of tucked in the basement of the home. So it just defies logic. But no, I think it's going to be a great site to develop.
And we also mentioned last month and talked a little bit about it, and I think it'll be, and I noticed it's in Ben's comments too, but maybe Ben, you want to, for the benefit of the commission especially, the fact that there's some historical significance and what that means relative to the process.
Sure, so that's more part of the building permit process than it is the stormwater
Okay.
management site plan process. But it is the existing structure is a Class 2 historic resource, and in accordance with our demolition review ordinance, there's an application that gets reviewed by the Historical Commission. Their recommendation gets passed on to the Board of Supervisors. The supervisors approve the permit or not, similar to your recommendation for the stormwater management site plan. And then the supervisors approve it or not.
Okay. And I know, Dave, you said that you've had some conversations since, and you reviewed the letter, Ben's review letter. What's your anticipation of being able to respond and come back with a cleaned up plan and letter that satisfies Ben's review comments?
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to sit down with Ben and walk through those comments. I'll reach out to you to try to get a date set on that. I think once we're able to do that, then, a couple weeks after that to get it submitted, get a re-review, I would assume, we're in February, so maybe we'll be back in April.
Yeah, so I had anticipated there wouldn't be a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things in Ben's letter. There's a lot of that, this just gives us a little bit of an intro as to what's going on. And Angie, do you have any questions? I was asking each of the planning commissioners.
Yeah, I apologize.
And again, it's a briefing item.
Coming from an elementary school basketball practice. Little buggers had me a little distracted. So I apologize for being late. I guess my first question, and I'm sorry if this is redundant and was spoken to, but is there a reason why, knowing that all the trees have been cleared, you're showing existing trees on your existing conditions?
So when I did this, I wasn't aware that all those trees were taken down. So
Okay.
I think when I resubmit, I'll probably adjust that to show that those trees have been
Okay.
removed.
And I'm sure it's been communicated that
Hmm.
loss of all those trees was, I think, disappointing and maybe not the best for stormwater management plans. Other than that, you've addressed the historical process, commission process. So I don't know that I have any other comments.
You have anything else you want to share with us at this time?
I thought of one. What's the existing lot coverage and then the proposed? And how does that play into the maximum permitted?
So the proposed, I have 20,651. I will caveat that with saying we have some allocated in that number for potential future impervious that would go to that stormwater facility. So I don't know the number off the top of my head, but just what you're seeing here, but there's some allocated for the future. And existing,
Are you asking about percent of lot coverage?
Yeah, what's allowable in this zone?
the percent is, 35% is allowed. With that 20,000, we get 29.6%.
Okay. So you're 6% shy of the allowable.
Correct.
Anything else? Okay, well, we'll look forward to hearing back from Ben and getting together and working through these
Okay.
comments.
Appreciate the feedback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item of business, and this is an action item, is the subdivision and land development plan, LTPC 330, and this is 2460 Honeysuckle Lane, and we have Ben's review comment.
Shall I mention, so they have offered a time extension and have requested that no action be taken this evening, primarily due to the waiver requests, the fee in lieu of matters, and so there's no need to get into it this evening.
Okay. Yeah, because again, it looks like it's,
Will you be providing, when this comes back, assuming it does come back around, you'll be providing a revised letter?
Are you talking about 80 Jackson Drive?
No, for
24/6.
Honeysuckle Lane.
I don't know.
This was-
Okay, I'm just wondering if I should hang on to their information for it, for future
Sheet 8 is
Yeah.
the final
or
subdivision.
I have 3, 5.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah,
we'll make copies
That's
when
what
we
I-
need to.
Okay.
yeah. So there's a lot there. Do you see this as one that's gonna drag out a little bit?
Which one?
One we're talking about now, we'll go back to the honeysuckle.
So 80 Jackson Drive?
No, the honeysuckle lane, the one we're talking about right now.
Yeah. I think I'd like to keep my comments to just say that they pulled it from a discussion this evening.
Okay. Got the message, Ben, thank you. Message received.
Do we
Lines.
see it necessary to amend the agenda to take it off as an action item?
No, there's no need to.
No. Okay, so we'll move into new business. Is there any new business? Then we can go back to the old business. Old business, okay, yeah, because I thought, it was sort of a, let's see, I'll make an appearance and I'll say hi. And hey, it's pretty straightforward. Now I'm on 80 Jackson.
Okay. Yeah, we just had the briefing agenda item.
Mhm.
So the ball's in their court about what's to happen next.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there.
Depending on how they want to address it, it could get taken care of pretty easily.
Mhm.
Ben, do we have other incidences where any homes were demolished? I'm thinking maybe that one on River Drive years ago.
Well, Center, we have
Center,
one
is
at
it
Center
Center?
and River.
Where Meadowbrook kind of tees in, is that River?
Is it Ridge Road?
Hold on.
No, it
This
was
was-
Bill Holz's house that was a little,
This was before
French
you were
something.
hired on.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It was-
tore it down and
Yeah,
built a
shortly
new
after I
house. on the
started,
thing
I
lot,
think.
yeah.
Was that one in bad condition? I mean, what kind
No.
of criteria, what does the historical
Most-
commission think about when they're?
I think the neighbors said it was rather, you use the harsh term of ugly, but what's there now, I think, is really a lot better than what was there before.
Okay.
Where, this is River, this is Center, you have that little triangle, there were the
Oh, no, I'm
buses and
thinking,
it's.
the one I'm thinking of is, where am I
No, they didn't tear it down. The Belser house, they totally redid. It was like a Dutch colonial, and they did a regular, more of a gable roof kind of thing, and made that's on River,
Hmm.
but they didn't tear it down. Oh, no, you're thinking
at?
of
Think of like where
Tim
Meadow,
Peters' house,
where
where the
Meadowbrook,
guy from Hershey came.
on the other side of where Meadowbrook hits River.
Yes,
there was
yeah,
that house.
yes.
That one, was that a demo?
Yeah.
That
That had a lot of mold and other things in there, and
Hmm.
so Tom O'Day bought it and built quite a nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did a lot of work on that stormwater management.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a complete demo and rebuild, right?
Yes.
No,
No.
it wasn't complete
Complete,
demo, no.
Oh, did
There
he
were-
keep the pool? Or
There
did
were,
he keep the
there
pool
were
house?
several components of it that were left in place, and then there were additions, but that was before the Historical Commission was rejuvenated. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Tom was sort of handling all those demolition, alteration review parts, so.
Okay.
What year was 80 Jackson built?
Oh,
I think it was in the early 30s?
Yeah, 30s, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And we talked to the owner, we happened to run into her at a Blessing of the Animals service, and she was saying, all the systems are really so old and all that.
Mhm.
And they had an opportunity to get out, so they
Yeah.
moved. But it's a rather unique and looking place.
Should we adjourn
Yeah.
and maybe
Yep.
cut off the broadcast? Does that make sense?
Motion